You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Good morning and welcome to Matt Nair on Air. Jane Matt Nair, Greg Bach, Calvin Butenoff, coming to you live from our studio at Radio Park in Racine. You can always join us. You can call. You can text. The number is the same, 855-752-4842. You can also leave a comment if you're watching on the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and what used to be Twitter. Many thanks to Matt Rothschild and Angela Lang, who filled in for us yesterday while the three of us all took an extended weekend.
We're back, baby.
We are back, baby, and we have a big show coming up for you today. Todd Alba, our friend and colleague and soon-to-be road trip partner.
I'm going to there's going to be a lot of show tunes.
Oh, there is. You better gear up, baby.
I would like it. Okay, if we're going to do this,
Yes.
and we'll explain more when Todd's here. We're going on the road next week. We'll give all the details then, but stay tuned because it's going to be fun.
It is.
I want a specific list of them because I don't want to... your live stream
My
camera just went.
camera's freaking out. It's like, I know I don't look that great, but holy man.
I would like a set list of what's going to be happening because I'm not as adept.
As far as the musicals
I'm
we're
not
gonna
as
sing?
adept at musicals as the two of you,
Okay.
and I would rather at least be able to chime in with a few things than just sit there going, I don't know these songs. So I'll make one request now.
All right.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Ooh, good one.
All right.
Good one.
Okay. So
I like that
that's all
one.
I'm going to say. We'll talk about it more when Todd's here.
All right. We'll put our playlist together for the musicals that we're going to sing while we're on the road
Just
next
don't want
week.
to be left out.
I understand.
Okay.
It's always nice to get, it's like, studying ahead.
Exactly.
Sure, I understand that. That's great. Yes, Todd will be here after 9:30. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Wisconsin state budget and other things that did not make it into the budget. And then, of course, we'll talk about our hitting the road next week. In hour number 2, I am really looking forward to this. Felipe Torres Medina is going to join us. He's a comic.
Yes.
And he's a writer, and he's written for Late Night with Jimmy Fallon he wrote?
He was a writer for Stephen Colbert.
Colbert. And he's out with a book now. He is an immigrant to this country.
Yes, he is.
And he's out with a book called America, Let Me In, a Choose Your Immigration Story.
And we got a book.
He sent us, he overnighted this.
Jane, there's overnight. I feel like what he did was 12 hours.
I know. It was amazing. I emailed him and said, we're looking forward to having you on. Can you send me a copy of the book? And the next day we got it.
Yeah. And I just also want to remind people of this too, that his wife, Taylor K. Phillips, was also on the show.
Yep.
Like a year and a half ago to talk about her book, Midwestern Conversation. So, this is great. They've both written books, and we're very excited to have them on. I'm a big fan of Felipe. Big fan.
The book is really funny.
Yeah.
It's a very serious subject, obviously, but he looks at this with a lot of humor and trying to give all of us who don't have to go through this process just a little idea of what people who want to come to this country have to go through.
And as someone who myself is all about immigration reform to making it easier, more accessible, making it a good thing for me. I'm very intrigued to find out even the things I don't know, because I feel like as a supporter of this topic, someone who's never went through it and doesn't have to.
Right.
I'm happy about that because I don't know how far I'd make it. I can't wait to learn more.
Yeah, it should be a great conversation. Felipe Torres Medina is going to be joining us after the 10 o'clock news for Audio Sorbet today. We were kicking this around before the show, and we are going to talk about there's a national day for everything.
Yeah.
National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, National Spa Day, you name it, day. What should be your national day? If you got to institute a national day, what would your national day be? That's coming up after 10:30. And we're going to wrap up the show as we always do with This Shouldn't Be a Thing. Today it's the You're in Trouble Now edition. Calvin found this one. It's pretty great.
Just think about it for a second.
It's just, yeah. So that's all coming up on the show. I hope you can stick around for that. As always, if you missed something or you have a life you have to go live and you can't be listening to us live, you can always go back and listen as a podcast. Check it out at civicmedia.us. Did want to start off talking about the situation, the horrific situation in Texas.
Yeah.
The death toll now is at least 104. And tragically, it's pretty much a recovery
Yeah.
effort at
Yeah.
this point, as opposed to rescue, because these floods, again, blasted through that area on Friday. Now 105, rather, from CNN. 84 deaths in Kerr County. That was the biggest place where it was hit. That's where that Camp Mystic was
Yes.
located. 7 deaths in Travis County, 5 Burnett, 6 Kendall, 2 in Williamson, 1 in Tom Green County. At least 23 people are still missing, among them many little girls from that Camp Mystic camp.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways you can help
Yes.
if you would like to help. I would suggest the Red Cross
Mm-hmm.
is always a good one to go to. World Central Kitchen
Yeah.
is also another really good one. Just be careful because, as always, in instances like this, there are terrible people who will try to scam you.
Yeah, in this situation, we've been talking about this for a while, and we have Lisa Schiller from the Better Business Bureau of Wisconsin on to talk about this. And I feel like everyone here has been a victim of some sort of scam. Go directly to their websites. Just go directly to the because
You mean Red Cross?
yeah, or World Central or whatever group you want to donate to. Go directly to their website, donate directly through them, because even the instance of people posting, whether it's GoFundMe or whatever, saying, "Hey, give to this thing." I don't want to be a naysayer or a doomsayer, but sometimes you can't always trust those things.
Right.
It's always best to go directly through the website to give if you want to give. If they're in your area, go to them and donate, whether it's money or food or clothing. But yeah, it's just we want to be helpful in these times, but you also got to make sure that you're not being you're not the victim of a scam.
Exactly. And they're also saying, if I know a lot of folks think, I'm going to go down there and help. I want to go down there and I want to be in the ground. They are asking folks not to do that.
Yeah, no.
And unfortunately, people are very well-intentioned, but you end up getting in the way.
I feel like that happened in North Carolina, like last year or the year before, where people were making their way to the disaster sites, and they were like, "Please don't. We're already having enough problem with closing off."
And trying to get people around and trying to get places.
Honestly, the thing that always helps is money. I hate to say that,
but
but
it
like,
does.
It's the best way. You give the money directly to them, and they're going to make the best use of that money. So if you can, great. I will put direct links to the Texas Red Cross as well as World Central Kitchen. And if anyone's heard of any groups in that area, feel free to text
Let
them
us
to
know.
us.
Yeah.
Or comment them or email us, janesays@civicmedia.us, and I'm happy to put those in the show notes as well.
This is so tragic.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I think over the next couple of days, again, this is more of a recovery situation now than it is a rescue situation. But things that I was reading over the weekend, this is not the first time that area has flooded or that there has been flooding along the Guadalupe River. I believe in 1987, there were 30 kids who, again, were at some summer camp that drowned after the river rose. And there were discussions in Texas about paying for a warning system along the river that would involve sirens and setting up sirens along the river. It was too expensive, was what was determined. It was too expensive. They had this system of calling each other. So the camp that was upriver would call the camp downriver and say, "Hey, it's coming your way." That wasn't enough.
It isn't enough. Because in the moment, it shouldn't be yes, it's great to have a system to communicate with each other, but in a moment of crisis, all bets are off. The person who is in charge of doing the calling or the people might be doing something else then, and all of a sudden it's just everywhere. And I'm not placing the blame on the people. Please don't think I'm doing that. But what I'm saying, but what we're talking about right now is the fact that once again, even in the face of this would have been a reactive response to a tragedy almost 40 years ago. But in those 40 years, I cannot believe for a moment people did not bring up the conversation again. And to be told it's too expensive.
ABC News reporting at a meeting in 2017, a different commissioner, I believe from Kerr County, said the river calling system between camps is working. And, quote, the thought of our beautiful Kerr County having these damn sirens going off in the middle of the night, I'm going to have to start drinking again to put up with y'all, unquote. A different commissioner said, we have a warning system out there that may or may not work. My gut feeling on this, I think we have a duty to look at what we have. We are very flood prone. We know that. It's just tragic.
I just want to go back to that, the one, a person complaining that the sirens going off will wake them up.
Yeah.
But if you're in the siren area, if you're in the area of the sirens, you may be in danger too.
Absolutely.
What kind of, excuse the phrase, but what kind of backwoods response is that? Like, that is, so other people's lives perishing is fine as long as you get that a healthy 8 hours in. I don't understand this. And
the logic behind it?
Yeah, and there
the
is
lack of logic behind it?
And yeah, this thing of like, it's too expensive. Did no one stand up and say, is one person's life worth it?
A transcript of commission meetings from Kerr County commissioners found they were going to apply for FEMA dollars made available by President Obama in 2017, but a county judge and some commissioners expressed discontent that the money had to come from the Obama administration.
Okay, all right. Then,
outside of applying for that FEMA money, one commissioner said our other option is don't do anything, which is an option. I mean, we can just stick with what we have. And that's apparently what they did.
they could have given a check to George W. Bush and said, here, give it to them and tell them it's from you. Like, honestly, on that level of thinking, what they're just doing right there, giving a check to George W. Bush and saying, give this money to them right now and say it's from you, is as feasible an option as the two they just gave us. It's from Obama. Boo, bad.
Can't take
or
it.
Nothing, because, nothing's an option. So if we're saying stupid things out loud, people, then that's just as dumb and as plausible, I guess.
Just a reminder again, we will have links in our show notes.
Yeah.
If you would like to donate to try and help out the victims of the flooding in Texas, American Red Cross is one we're suggesting.
Mm-hmm.
Also, World Central Kitchen. We know that these are legitimate organizations. I've been a monthly donor to World Central Kitchen for a long time.
And also, and another way you can do this is go to your local Red Cross or Versity and donate blood. They always need
blood.
Even
Yes.
And whether it's even for this or just getting in the habit of donating blood on a regular basis does so much you will never know, because it's just they're always needed. So yes, donate. Those will be in the show notes. Again, send us your suggestions if you have any, and I will make sure that if they are feasible or if they are applicable, I'll put them in.
All right. Coming up next, conspiracy theorists, they're not happy.
Shut it down. We're fine. It's fine,
It's
Jane.
all good.
We're fine.
We'll kick that around on the other side. Stay close. You're listening to Matt Nair on Air on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
Good morning. Welcome to Matt Nair on Air. Jane Matt Nair, Greg Bach, Dr. Slide on the board, coming to you from our studio at Radio Park in Racine. You can always join us. Call or text at 855-752-4842. Leave a comment if you're watching on the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and what used to be Twitter. Coming up after the 9:30 news, our friend and colleague and host of the wonderful Todd Alba show from 2 to 4 across the network, Todd Alba, is going to be joining us. We're going to talk about the Wisconsin state budget a little bit more, and then we're going to talk about our road trip.
Yeah,
We're
baby.
going on the road next week. Greg and Todd and I.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. So stick around for that. I did want to we don't have a whole lot of time to spend on this, but MAGA World is not happy.
Well, I mean, that's not really saying a lot, Jane.
No, that's true.
Yeah, they're not really making this whoa, boy, breaking news.
Now, just remember back just a little bit. Remember back.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein
Thank you.
died in prison.
Yep.
Sex trafficker. The list.
Yes.
The list of clients MAGA has been promised.
Mm-hmm.
This list, even since Trump started running for a second term.
Well, they even released a list. There was, I don't know if you remember this a couple months back. MAGA influencers pouring out of the White House with these binders
That were empty.
that were full of no information.
Right.
And they were so mad because
Those were the files, right?
Yeah,
those
those
were ostensibly the Epstein files.
and this was supposed to be the information that they were promised. But I'm gonna harken back to Elon Musk's tweet from like last month, a month and a half ago, where he said Trump's name is going to be in that file. And of course they will. They were really close friends.
Yes,
I'm not defending
he
either one.
said that.
Yeah, that's the thing is there are a lot of names because Jeffrey Epstein knew a lot of people. And
on both sides.
on both sides from all different kinds of worlds.
Yes.
There's talk about Stephen Hawking and like
Professors
Yeah.
to you name it.
So there really would need to be a deeper dive into I would say the FBI and police to say who was on that list because they were invited to a party and who was on that list because they were invited to parties.
Right.
But of course Donald Trump's name was going to be in there from all the pictures we saw. Yes. But when they released those binders, mega influencers were unhappy about this information because they felt like a lot had been taken out. So Elon's tweet that said, you know that he's in that file for a reason. Now, as of yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Yesterday, they said what, Jane?
It's done.
It's done.
It is done. Pam Bondi said not too long ago on Fox News, the Epstein files, quote, "It's sitting on my desk right now to review. There has been a directive by President Trump." Yesterday, the Attorney General announced this systematic review has revealed no incriminating client list. The investigation is closed. Boom, done. The end. The memo also says that Epstein committed suicide rather than he was murdered, and no further Epstein documents will be released. This is from The Bulwark, maybe the most injurious to MAGAs. The memo also claims Epstein wasn't blackmailing anyone, and the hundreds of gigabytes of Epstein-related material in the FBI's possession don't implicate any third parties. Because, again, I believe MAGAs were told, essentially, there's all kinds of Democrats on this list.
Yes.
It's all Democrats. They're trying to protect Democrats by not releasing this. Yeah, no.
Well, it was Jeffrey Epstein as a prominent Democrat. Look at that. He's best friends with the Clintons. And
Clinton, Bill Clinton was on the list.
This is, are you listening 4chan, 8chan? QAnon? I want to know how QAnon people are feeling. I've never said that question in my life because this could be bad for them.
Do you think this will stick?
I think what will happen is that the QAnoniest of the QAnons will say, well, we know better, but we know why he's saying it. You know, there will be an explanation.
We know why they chose not to do this?
Yes, there will be an explanation as to why they didn't do it. Never implicating Donald Trump.
Right.
Because he is infallible. He is the broken, infallible man. I don't know how that math works, but it works for them. But there will still be theories and whatnot. And I bet you there's another list. I'll bet you, because if this is the case, if everything what the Department of Justice is saying, if Pam Bondi is saying this, then release Giselle Maxwell right now.
Why is she in prison?
Why is she still in prison?
If there's no case, I don't know.
I know they're not saying he didn't do anything wrong, but it seems like now at this point, it seems like Jeffrey Epstein was a one-man operation. Is that what they're saying? I don't know because it's just they're saying they're done.
Well, we're not in the right world. Right-wing media influencers, the Hodge twins, posted on what used to be Twitter, Trump has to fire Pam Bondi. She works for Trump. She went on camera and told the world she has the Epstein client list on her desk. Now they say there's no list. Alex Jones, who I still don't understand why he hasn't been forced to sell everything to pay off the families of Sandy Hook.
We don't have time to explain, but I know why.
Alex Jones tweeted, next the DOJ will say, actually, Jeffrey Epstein never existed. This is over the top sickening.
Hodge twins, this is from me to you, buddy. I don't know you guys at all, but here's what I'm saying. Keep the pressure on then. Don't fall away. Don't let this fade. Be angry until you get resolution, because that's what they're counting on. They're counting on this being a story.
And that will go away.
Exactly. So
don't let up, Alex Jones. Come on.
Don't let up, Hodge twins and all the other influencers I've never heard of. Put the pressure on them. Seriously, keep it there, because this is something you wanted to know about. It was important to you.
Don't let it sit. Don't let it sit. All right, news is coming up next. On the other side, Todd Alba. Stay close. You are listening to Matt Nair on air on the vast, statewide, countrywide, get us global on the app, baby, Civic Media Radio Network. Good morning and welcome to Matt Nair on air. Jane Matt Nair, Greg Bach, Sweet Calby on the board, coming to you live from our studio at Radio Park in Racine. You can always join us, call or text. The number is the same at 855-752-4842. You can leave a comment if you're watching on the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and what used to be Twitter. Joining us live from his patio in Madison, our friend and colleague and host of the wonderful Todd Alba Show from 2 to 4 across the network. Todd Alba is here. Good morning, my friend. What a lovely view.
Well, thank you very much, Jane, Greg, Kelvin. Great to be with you all. So I thought, well, this will be fun. I came out on my little deck here off in my patio, my apartment, because for those watching on the stream, all the flowers you see behind me here were purchased at one of our great sponsors of Civic Media, Kopke's Greenhouse.
Nice.
Gordy Kopke, a great friend of the network. He has been a sponsor since day one, and I know Luke Mathers is a big buyer out there. No finer place than Kopke's Greenhouse in the town of Dunn, outside the village of Oregon, just south of Madison. And look at even a goofball like me can grow nice plants when you buy them at Kopke's. So I thought I'd come out here. It was very, very quiet until about 2 minutes ago when the city decided to start blowing leaves behind me. So I apologize. This is Greg. Jane knows this very well. When you travel with Todd, there's great potential and great potential for disaster. It could go either way.
Anything can happen.
So there you go.
Anything can happen. You just got to roll with it. You just got to roll. I'm trying to identify the plants behind you.
Oh, my God. I'm out of here.
I'm sorry, but listen.
I have a cannon.
You have a canna. You have a big canna in the back.
Myself, a dark blue salvia.
Okay, like the salvia.
Just a standard geranium. That yellow one is just a bright. I like that because it was in a blue pot.
Okay.
And then the pink one, I don't know what that is.
I can't see close enough to see what those are.
Here's the deal. You guys have both. Both on our shows have talked about, don't do the no mow May, just have pollinator nights. So I said to the folks at Gordy's Kopke's Greenhouse, I want plants that will attract butterflies and hummingbirds. Literally a half hour before we came on, hummingbirds were feeding there
on your canna.
So
on the canna?
No, not on the canna. Whatever this orange thing is down here.
Interesting.
It looks like little. Yeah.
Interesting, because they like cannas too. They like those. They like those orange cannas.
Oh, do they?
Isn't that exact? Were you? I lose my mind when a hummingbird comes in my backyard. Greg is like, "What you people are crazy."
I know. Aren't they great?
They are. They're fantastic.
I love hummingbirds.
It makes me happy to be alive, Greg Bach.
I'm so happy you're happy to be alive. My God.
Greg's going, do I really want to spend 4 days with these people? I don't know.
Here's the no. I got noise canceling headphones. It's fine.
You might need them. In our second segment, Todd, we are going to talk. Greg wants a playlist.
Yes.
He wants a playlist before we go on the road, so he knows what he's going to have.
I heard you do Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah.
Great show.
Great show.
Here's a hitherto unknown fact. In fact, my gay card is in danger of being revoked. I have never seen in its entirety Jesus Christ Superstar.
I am gayer than Todd Alba.
Ted Neely, who is Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar, is so good.
Yes, and
so good.
I want to modify my request. Not only Jesus Christ Superstar, it has to be Jesus Christ Superstar, the motion picture soundtrack,
right.
Not the original, the one from the movie.
Okay,
has to be that.
Okay.
Period.
All right.
What's the buzz, baby?
I'll go
What's
along with
the
that.
buzz?
Don't
Tell
start,
me what's
Jane,
happening.
because
Oh,
I will
sorry.
do the whole thing. I'll do Caiaphas. I will do Judas. I'll even do the terrible songs that Mary Magdalene sang.
Okay, we're gonna get to that in a little bit.
Oh, wow. How about the other Mary? Is she in that? I'm sorry.
I don't think she shows up in that. Okay, let's talk a little bit before we get to our road trip, which is coming up next week. Let's talk about what made it and what didn't make it into the Wisconsin budget. Charlie Pittman, Civic Media's new news director, has a great piece on the Civic Media website. Just click on the news tab. Here is what didn't make it into Wisconsin's $111 million state budget. Senate Republicans with just one vote to spare did need Democrats, so the budget got approved in both chambers last week. Evers calling 2025 the year of the kid, but missing from this budget, extending postpartum Medicaid coverage to 12 months.
Yep.
We have talked about this so much and the bipartisan support for this measure. And you know who doesn't like it? Popcorn King Robin Voss.
Yep.
So it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I know you guys have talked about it. We've talked about our show. I had State Senator Kelda Royce on the show, a Democrat from Madison. She was on the Joint Finance Committee. She voted no. One of three Democrats on JFC voted no. Latanya Johnson from Milwaukee area, only Dem on the committee that voted yes. For the Star Trek fans, they'll get the reference. But in my opinion, this is a Kobayashi Maru budget. It's a no-win scenario.
Yeah.
It just because if you didn't do anything, if you had no budget, which I think the Republicans were willing to do, you would have had zero money for childcare, catastrophic problems from day one. UW system would have been at least held even at best.
Right.
The list goes on and on. And so I think I give a lot of credit to State Senator Diane Hesselbein and the Democrats in the state Senate for at least getting some changes in there. Look, I also, quite frankly, at least on my show, I begrudgingly, I guess at least, said props to Governor Evers and Robin Voss for not cutting off negotiations as was reported. At least they kept the doors open and they got something done. But to your point, Jane, this is not a great budget, particularly for K-12 education. And I think anybody who calls themselves an education governor, when you chose to draw a red line in the sand for the UW system building projects and for childcare, two very worthy causes, but you chose to leave out the red line in the sand for K-12 education. I just don't see how you run for re-election for a third term going around the state saying, vote for me again because we need to stay. I'm the education governor. We need to save education. But I basically screwed over K-12 education in this budget. So I just think that he's not going to run again.
Todd, because you've had so much experience in the State House, and I want to get your thoughts because you brought up Kelda Royce, Latanya Johnson, and Diane Hesselbein. We talked to State Senator Kelda Royce, and Maggie talked to Latanya Johnson. Both of them have incredibly different attitudes on this budget, as shown by their votes. Latanya Johnson voted yes, and Kelda Royce voted no. When it first came out, Todd, we thought like Governor Evers and Robin Voss, everyone seems to be good with this and Diane Hesselbein kind of brokered the deal because she was asked to the table. And then we had Kelda Royce on the show that day, and she came on saying, this is not good. We don't like this. That's a really polarizing budget. And I feel like, I personally feel like this is a good place. I don't want to say to start, but as Latanya Johnson put it, this mitigates the hurt that would have been. And from your point of view and your experience, Todd, you've seen these budgets take place. That's kind of the game in the long run anyways. Like, it's about compromise. No one side
gets
everything they want all the time.
Right.
There has to be concessions. And yes, it's not perfect, but I feel like there needs to be some wins in there celebrated, whereas I felt like, it doesn't feel like there is a path for movement anywhere, especially with childcare, because we also had on Tricia Peterson, who said, this is not a help. So from your experience, I mean, isn't that how it always goes with the budget?
Yeah, I mean, I think, and I agree with you, Greg. I mean, one of the things I don't like about today's modern political world, and our friend Trygve Olson from the Lincoln Project talks about this all the time. You can't play zero sum politics. It can't always be I have to have everything or I want nothing.
Nothing gets
Because
done.
that's just not the way.
Right.
Nothing gets done. So, and that's why I'm willing to give props to both Robin Voss and Tony Evers for keeping the discussion going and getting to a place where they could actually pass and sign something. As Senator Royce pointed out, perhaps others on your show, if they had not done that before the federal budget was passed and signed by Trump, Wisconsin would have lost $1 billion with a B, $1 billion in money for Medicaid reimbursement and rural health care. So Wisconsin gets something out of that. So yes, I agree that there was a deal done and that's good. I just don't know. I was pretty hard on State Representative Francesca Hong, Democrat of Madison, because she was actually in our socials telling people call your Dem legislator and lobby them to vote no.
Right.
I think that was the wrong thing to do. But I walked myself back yesterday, a couple days ago, and I said, I get why Representative Hong and to not quite as forcefully Senator Royce and others, because they're trying to make the point that, there could have been more here, and a lot of people are going to be left behind. I'll be interested. I know you've had Karine on your show; she's been on ours. These childcare workers and are so essential. This budget only funds them for 1 year.
1 year.
Yep.
1 year. So it doesn't even take care of the entire 2-year biennial budget. So that means you're gonna have to come back and either pass a supplemental or do something, or in 6 months we're gonna be right back where we were 2 weeks ago. So yes, agreed, Greg. A little props need to be given for reaching something, but to think that this was some sort of great shakes, I just don't think that's the right way to do it at all. It's kind of like, I mean, not to be too grotesque, but I mean, you have an accident on a hiking trail and you lose you get in a situation where you have a terrible cut and you put a tourniquet on the leg. Well, you live, but you have to have your leg amputated. Was that a great hiking trip? Probably not.
Todd Alba is here, our friend and colleague and host of the Todd Alba Show across the network this afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. Yeah, it's not like anybody's throwing parties over this deal because it was a compromise. Mm-hmm. But that thing about funding this childcare for only 1 year, I have to wonder what Republicans think is going to happen in a year that we're not going to need this.
I mean, I don't know. Inside of Speaker Voss's mind is not a place I've been in rooms with him.
Dark place. Dark,
cobwebby
place.
It's buttery and salty. That's what I can
say. He's too busy quote tweeting his teenage teachers to
right. I think that I mean I don't know. My just a guess based on a little bit of experience. My guess is they want to use that for leverage for something else, and so
So they're going to hold the child care over the Democrats in exchange for something else.
Absolutely.
But they love children, you guys. They love families. They love kids. Have more babies. Have more babies. Have more babies. It's all good.
Yeah,
you're just on your own.
Again, I'm glad something passed. Some people are taken care of, but I think it's important to remember there are a lot of folks, particularly public educators, all across this state. You're going to see more referendums, more local taxpayers going to be asked to carry the burden because folks in Madison didn't get it done from public schools.
Yeah.
Well, we got to pay for those private schools. Those are important, Todd. Those are really important.
What's the one in Xavier? I'll think of it. No, St. Norbert. No, that's not it. There's that private school in Green Bay that John Gard runs his cross country program with a charter bus and catered food. So you got to keep that going.
I'm paying for a charter bus. Oh God!
And catered food. We're going to continue our conversation with Todd Alba. We are going on the road next week. We'll kick that around next. Stay close. You are listening to Matt Nair on Air. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Keep it going. Good morning. Welcome back to Matt Nair on Air. Jane Matt Nair, Greg Buck, Calvinator on the board. Coming to you live from our studio at Radio Park in Racine. You can always join us, call or text at 855-752-4842. Leave a comment if you're watching on the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and what used to be Twitter. Jenny on the live stream says, yay, jazz hands.
Spirit fingers.
Todd Alba is here, our friend and colleague and host of the Todd Alba Show. Weekdays from 2 to 4 across the network. And we are going on the road next week, Toddster.
I cannot wait. It's been way too long. It's been, as my granddad would have said, pertner a year.
It has.
We need to get back on the road and have some fun. So I'm looking forward. By the way, Jane, just because here's a tip, Greg, when you travel with Jane, just give her whatever she wants.
Wait.
Everything goes fine.
Oh.
That's
Just
rule
say
number
yes.
one of the trip.
Just say
Exactly.
yes,
Noted.
and it will all
Exactly.
go well.
See, I would have been a great heterosexual husband. Anyway,
Because you know the
if you have-
rules.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The plant behind me that the hummingbird likes, Jane, is called Vermillionaire. Is it Sophia hybrid? Cuphea.
I'll have to.
Yeah,
I'll
the
have to look
hummingbirds
for
love
that. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, enough plant talk. So anyway, we're going on this trip. I can't wait. Jane and I did it last year. We're very happy to have Greg along. We're going to load up the old Bluebird bus and travel around the state, and it should be a good time had by all.
I am really looking forward to it. We are going to be in Oshkosh next Thursday, and we're going to have, Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
And we're
Wednesday.
going to have a little preview for you of the EAA, which is getting underway in about a week. And then on Thursday, I am so excited. We're going to be broadcasting from Butternut, Wisconsin, which is near Hayward. And there's some wonderful history in Butternut that we're going to talk about. One of our colleagues here at the network, Darla, is a wealth of information about that area and the history of that area. So that should be great. And then on Friday, we will be in the Hayward area. Really, really looking forward to it. We were talking, Todd, that we need to have a play. Greg wants a playlist so he can study beforehand, because last year when you and I went on the road, we sang in between cities. We sang like the whole time.
And we have some hours on the road between some cities.
We do. Oshkosh to Butternut's kind of a haul. So we'll be going through a couple of soundtracks. So if you're listening, what should be on our soundtrack list that we will be singing next week when we go on the road?
And it doesn't just have to be show tunes either. You didn't say anything, Jane. You didn't say anything.
All right. We'll leave it open. But what would be the soundtrack? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. If you have the Civic Media app, you can also leave us a voice note
Exactly, yes.
about what you think we should be singing in between stops when we go on the road next week. We have Jesus Christ Superstar. That was Greg's request. I know we're going to do the Book of Mormon again because all of that music is just so good.
Yeah, it's a Book of Mormon. I mean, Jane and I are great fans of that. But they're in fact on Saturday, I'm going over to the Twin Cities and seeing Kimberly Akimbo, which was the Tony Award-winning musical from a couple of years ago.
Oh,
So it's not as big a showy as a musical as other ones, but yeah, there's all kinds of great music, and part of it is just getting out and being with folks. It's what I love to do. Love doing it with you, Jane. Can't wait to have you along, Greg. And we would be remiss if we did not give huge shout outs to our colleagues, Todd Michaels,
Yes.
the GM at Oshkosh and Green Bay, and Darla, the GM up there at Park Falls and
incredible.
Hayward. Those folks literally have made sure that we had places to sleep.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Yeah. No,
they put all this together. And so thank you both.
They've really taken care of us. So yeah, big shout outs to Todd Michaels and to Darla as well for helping us get this going. I would request we don't sing South Pacific because I don't know that musical.
Fine.
Yeah,
That's fine by me.
Is that all right?
Can we throw some
did we do
Hamilton in
Gypsy
there?
last year?
What's that?
Hamilton. I don't know all the words, but I love the music.
Okay.
We
I'll sing it for you. It's fine.
I think we did. I think we did a little Gypsy last year. That was great.
Oh,
Uh,
I like Gypsy.
Okay.
Jay Matt Nair as Mama Rose. That was fantastic.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Also, if you have suggestions on where we should stop, if we are coming to your town, if we're coming to Oshkosh or we're going to be in Oshkosh and Butternut and Hayward, where should we go to eat? Who should we talk to? What should we do? Let us know.
And places in between, too.
Absolutely.
Because we'll be so coffee shops.
Cheese shops.
Record shops. If there's a cool record shop in your town.
Ice cream places.
And we're gonna bring you hitherto unknown facts, such as, for one example, I did not know that Butternut was where the butternut squash was invented. So I'm looking forward
that
to
is true because science said so.
The founders of that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's like the city of Buffalo, New York. That's where the buffalo were turned into wings. See, I know stuff too. You're welcome.
It's pretty random.
Well, you know,
I like it.
If you're going to just bring facts, I'll bring facts.
Tony's asking why we didn't take any videos of the singing last year. We'll rectify that. We'll do it this year.
Well, there's reasons.
Yeah,
there's reasons.
There
for
are
that.
reasons. We may have to do a little editing depending upon what we're singing. Todd Alba, join him this afternoon from 2 to 4 across the network in the next week when we hit the road Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thank you so much, my friend. I'll be listening this afternoon.
We'll see you next Tuesday down there for the Rockettes and Racine next week.
Sounds great. News coming up next. Stay with us on the Civic Media Radio Network.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.